Hi everyone, meet me again Agustina Ambarwati in a conversation class at Polteka Mangunwijaya. Next, I want to answer the question about case study 26 and the title is State's Obligation to Provide Emergency Medical Care. Mr. H.S. fell off a train at about 7:45 p.m. on July 8. As a result, he suffered serious head injuries and brain hemorrhage. He was taken to the local primary health center. Since necessary facilities for treatment were not available at the primary health center, the medical officer in charge of the center referred him to the nearest hospital for better treatment. H.S. was taken to the hospital at about 11:45 p.m. on July 8. The emergency medical officer inside hospital, after examining him and talking to X-rays of his skull, recommended immediate admission for further treatment. Nevertheless, H.S. could not be admitted to the hospital as no vacant bed was available in the surgical emergency ward, and the regular surgery ward was also full. He was thereafter taken to another hospital at about 12:20 a.m. on July 9, but he was not admitted there on the grounds that no vacant bed was available. He was then taken to another hospital at about 1 a.m. on July 9. He was not admitted to that hospital on the grounds that the hospital has no ENT emergency or neuro-emergency department. At about 2 a.m. on July 9, he was taken to another hospital but was not admitted there because no bed was available. At about 8 a.m. on July 9, he was taken to an institute of neurology. Upon examining the CT scan performed at a private hospital after payment, the doctors discovered a hemorrhage in the frontal region of the head and determined this was an emergency case that could not be handled at said institute. At about 10 a.m. on July 9, the patient was taken to yet another hospital but was also not admitted there on the grounds that the hospital has no neurosurgical facilities. Ultimately, he was admitted to a private hospital where he was treated as an inpatient from July 9 through July 22. The question is, was it correct for above mentioned to refuse to provide treatment to H.S. to transfer him to another hospital? And my answer Therefore, most of the aforementioned hospitals administer first aid to HS, but could not provide him appropriate treatment due to their lack of facilities and medical service to handle complicated situations such as in this case. It was better to transfer HS to an institute that could handle such conditions. The government is required to provide hospitals and health facilities sufficient for medical care for patients in need of these facilities. Efforts are being made to increase resources to enable appropriate medical care for all. The hospital has an obligation to provide appropriate care for patients. The hospital provides medical care in accordance with standard operating procedure. That's all my answer. Thank you.